Josh here. We're going to talk about my Black Panther teaser trailer review. What I thought of the trailer, so good. There was so much about this trailer I loved. I'm a Black Panther fan. He's always been my second favorite hero next to the Bat. Batman's always going to be number one. I grew up as a kid with the Bat. But Black Panther's always been my second one. And I remember when they dropped the news at Comic-Con last year, I watched it. They said they were doing a Black Panther movie. And I flipped out. I was so excited because I was like, yes, finally we're going to get this guy in the cinematic universe, in the Marvel universe. And then we got Captain America Civil War, and we got some Black Panther. And I remember I bought the DVD and I watched it about 5 times just for the fact of seeing Black Panther. And Chadwick Boseman was amazing. And I was like, okay, great. They've got the right guy. They've got the right guy to play Black Panther, to play King T'Challa. As long as we get the right people in this movie is going to soar. And it's the type of movie, when I saw the trailer, I was like, day one, me and my fiance will be in a movie theater with the movie theater packed watching this movie. I'm not going to wait to see this movie. I've got to see it the first day it comes out, because it's that type of movie. But let's talk about the trailer, and let's talk about some thoughts on my opinion about where they're going as far as Black Panther 2 and 3 is concerned. Obviously, they're going to do 2 and 3 because he's got 5 installments as a Black Panther. This will be his second. He'll have one in Infinity War, so he'll have 2 more installments to do. But let's talk about the trailer. The trailer opens up with Claw asking Martin Freeman. Martin Freeman is going to kind of be your Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. dude in this. He's going to be kind of the guy that reports, I guess, to the S.H.I.E.L.D. universe of what's going on within Wakanda. And Claw says, what do you know of Wakanda? And Martin Freeman says, well, textiles, plants, clothes, nice fabric. And Claw says, well, it's all a front. Wakanda is more. And he's trying to refer that Wakanda is technologically advanced because we have the Panther God spaceship. And I'm going to get to that last part in a minute. But we know we have that. And then he says, but there's something else. There's a guardian. There's a protector. And I'm the only one that survived. And what he's getting at is the Panther God is the protector of Wakanda. And he's saying you don't understand the lore of this guy. You don't understand what this guy is. And you don't understand what he means to Wakanda. Now, what they refer to is within the movie, and this first, I think this is probably going to be the first action scene we get with Black Panther. The rebels are the mercenaries that are part of the villain mercenaries of Michael B. Jordan, who is a villain with Claw trying to get Vibranium. We'll talk about Vibranium in a minute. They're in the woods, and they're trying, I guess, to go find Black Panther, or they're obviously looking for something. They're either looking for Black Panther or Vibranium. And they turn to the tree, and we get a 5-minute shot that I was like a little girl in a candy shop. I tell you, I was like my daughter standing in front of Elsa toy when I saw this. I flipped. You get a 5-minute shot of Black Panther in his uniform, outfit, whatever you want to call it, costume, and he's standing on a tree and he obliterates everybody. But the point is he leaves Claw alive. And he leaves Claw alive, we know in the comic series, is because he wants Claw to tell everyone, listen, if you mess with Wakanda, you mess with the Black Panther. And kind of start that fear. And I think that's why Michael B. Jordan breaks him out of the interrogation room, is because he wants Claw's help. But he obviously knows that Claw's kind of afraid of the Black Panther to go at it alone. So he's going to team up with Claw to take out the Black Panther and get the Vibranium from Wakanda. Now we know that Vibranium is on Black Panther's suit. It's strong enough to start a bullet. It's a very hard rock material. It's kind of the same material as I can't remember the name of it now. I've lost my track. antimanium that was put in Wolverine. It's kind of that same hard material. And that's what they're after, and that's what Black Panther does not want them to get. We get the Royal Guard, which, oh my God, when I heard about this movie, I was like, there's some things you have to have. You have to have the Royal Guard. The Royal Guard's job is to protect King T'Challa. Now, obviously, he can protect himself. He's a Black Panther. But when he's doing king things, they have to just stand watch and make sure that nothing happens to him. So we get a couple things with them. We get Angela Bassett, who is Black Panther's mom, who is the king, is the king's head of the Royal Guard. They're pretty much all family members, and we'll talk about that in a minute too. So we get that. We get Michael B. Jordan, a shot of him as the villain. We get a shot of all the tribes meeting the Black Panther with his helmet off. We get a shot of him returning to Wakanda. We get a shot of the Panther God ceremony. I don't know if that's going to be the crowning of the Black Panther and all that now. But there was so much in this trailer I love. We get the Panther God ship. We get him flying into the capital city of Wakanda. We get the throne room in Wakanda. We get so much with this trailer. I can't wait for the official trailer. But we'll probably get that here soon. Now, as far as Marvel, there's some Marvel universe in this, but there's not a lot. And I like that because you don't need a lot of Marvel universe right now. You need to just tell the story of the Black Panther. You need to establish him in Wakanda. You need to establish why he's feared in Wakanda. You need to establish why he's doing this. You need to establish all those things. So I like the fact that Marvel and the guy creating this, the same guy that created Creed, which is an amazing movie, decided to keep the Marvel aspects out and just build Black Panther. That is a solid move by him. Now, down the road, maybe in Black Panther 2, maybe in Black Panther 3, we'll get that. Maybe we'll get that, some Marvel universe. But we'll see. But, you know, I like the fact that right now we're just sticking with a Black Panther movie. Now, I'm going to answer some questions because I know there's going to be people like my beautiful fiance, bless her soul. When she goes in this movie, she's going to be so confused. So I'm going to just kind of give my people that are going to be confused some comic nerd know-all of the Black Panther and what we're looking at now. Now, obviously, in the comics, Black Panther is something that he doesn't choose to do. He has to do. Anytime you become the king of Wakanda, you take up the Panther God's mantle. You become the Black Panther. Now, obviously, he wants to, and obviously in Captain America Civil War, the death of his dad at the United Nations triggered him to want to do it more. And that's what happens in the comics. And I'm so glad that they told that story before this movie. But that's what you have to do. Now, what we get in the movie is we get a struggle. We get him struggling between wanting to be King T'Challa and wanting to be the Black Panther. Because people are not catching on to that he's the Black Panther, but people are starting to ask questions. And that's why you see Michael B. Jordan in King T'Challa's throne room, I believe. People are starting to get suspicious. And even in Civil War, they knew. You remember Captain America was in front of Black Panther, and he said, "Your Highness." How did he know Black Panther was a king? Obviously, he knew King T'Challa was Black Panther. We got a glimpse of him sitting on the bench with Scarlet Witch, and he kissed his ring. Scarlett Johansson, excuse me, Black Widow. And Black Widow said, "You don't have to do this. This is not your fight." So obviously, she knew he was Black Panther. So obviously, people in this movie know. The people closest to him know he's Black Panther. And that's the point of his struggle, is he does not want the ones that he loves to get hurt because of who he is. So he has to make a choice. And it's cool because we get a reference to that by the tribe leader, who is played by John Cena. Sorry, I had to look at my notes. And he says, "It's hard for a good man with a good heart to be a good king." Now, what is he referring to? Now, in Black Panther, the comic series, about the 4th and 5th installment, we get the choice. The decision's finally made by Black Panther. And he goes to King T'Challa and he says, "You once told me that a man with a good heart could not become a good king." He said, "What Wakanda needs is a guardian. It doesn't need a king." And he hands down the king cowl to someone else, and he goes into the jungle, and we get an awesome glimpse of the Black Panther temple, the Panther God temple, and he stays in the temple, And then we get another shot on the next page of him standing above the temple's throne room, and he decides to become the guardian. He decides to become the Black Panther and drop the king mantle. So he's no longer King T'Challa. He stays in the woods. He lives in the woods. He lives in the temple. He's Black Panther with the Panther God ship. And we got a hint of that too. So I don't know where they're going as far as what phase of Black Panther he's in. Obviously, he's still a young Black Panther. He's still in that young phase. And he's still in the King T'Challa phase. Now, I'm pretty sure, this is my thoughts. Maybe in Black Panther 2, we get some more. We're going to get the struggle of the King and the Panther for 1 and 2. That's going to happen. But I feel like in Black Panther 3, we get him turning straight to becoming the Black Panther. Because we know in the comic in Infinity Wars, he's no longer King T'Challa. He's just Black Panther. So obviously the movie, that's what we're going to get. So obviously in Black Panther 3, he's going to have to lay down the cowl of King T'Challa and become Black Panther. Now, real quick, I think we're going to get a Black Panther's origin story. I hope we do. I pray we do. You've got to. But they've already established him as a Black Panther. So maybe that scene where the Royal Guard and Angela Bassett and his family are watching the fighting that he's doing, and we get the scene where the tribe leader is pouring a cup of water on him. He's got the Black Panther makeup, and what he's doing is he's making him the Black Panther. He's doing the ceremony of the Panther God and making him Black Panther. So that's my thoughts. I'm pretty sure we'll get a flashback of origin story. Listen, guys, if you're a comic nerd, you're a comic guy, you got to go see this movie night one. As soon as I'm going to go see it, and as soon as it comes on DVD, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to watch this. I may break my DVD watching this movie as many times as I'm going to watch it. It's going to be a great movie. I'm excited for what they're going to do. There's going to be more to come. But that's my thoughts, guys, on Black Panther. Look forward to more trailers. Look forward to more content. I'm sure we'll get it. Comic-Con's coming up. Sure we're going to get it. But we'll see what happens, guys. But it's going to be a great movie. I'm so excited. So get your shirts, get your posters, and get ready for what I think is going to be one of the best comic movies we've seen in a long time as far as a Black Panther. And one last thing I want to talk about is they played Step Into the Spotlight, a rap song. And what they're doing with that song is they're weaving narrations. This is a storyline movie. And this song is telling him, or going into the story of him taking the spotlight, step into the spotlight, becoming the king of Black Panther. But that's it. Subscribe, drop your comments. I'll talk to you guys soon.